Kids, welcome back to HartsLight Kids, where kids shine bright. Guess what time it is? It's story time! Yay! And we are welcoming back a special guest, Jacqueline Gutierrez, who is reading her amazing book about what happened to my strawberry yogurt.
Chapter 3. Andy's adventure begins. Yuck! Andy screamed as he looked around at the inside of Lisa's mouth. He was covered in gooey yogurt, which made the chopped nuts stick to the shrink suit even more. This is disgusting! Get me out of here! His voice was lower than a whisper. No one was able to hear him. The shrink suit was sending data to Andy's laptop. Andy left it on the kitchen table. When Lisa and Sean walked into the kitchen, a screensaver was on. Nothing seemed unusual. Then Lisa brushed against the keyboard. The screen woke up. Lisa's teeth and tongue looked huge on the laptop screen because the webcam on the shrink suit became so very small. Neither Lisa nor Sean noticed it. Andy was shocked and scared. He wanted to jump out. The floor looked so far away. Andy looked around. He saw large bumps on Lisa's tongue. He thought, those must be taste buds. They looked larger than basketballs to him. Could Lisa taste this suit? Maybe if it tastes bitter enough, she will spit me out. He then looked around at Lisa's teeth. They looked bigger than him. He said, what in the world? I have to avoid going near those things. Andy dove away from the teeth, making sure that Lisa wouldn't chew him by mistake. He moved even further away from Lisa's teeth as she began chewing the nuts in her yogurt. Hopefully I won't get crushed, he thought. He tried to stand up, but kept falling down. He wiggled over to Lisa's cheek to give her a good poke, but her tongue brushed him away. I'm not food, don't chew me. I don't want to end up in tiny pieces. Oh, this can't be happening. Andy wondered, why is there so much water in here? As Lisa's tongue pushed the yogurt to the back of her mouth, Andy fell over. He heard a loud swoosh. Whoa, what's happening? He shouted. Andy was swept to the back of Lisa's mouth, along with the yogurt and bits of chewed nuts. Lisa then swallowed the spoonful of yogurt with the suit and tiny Andy inside. This is the yummy part, Lisa said as the yogurt passed through her mouth. He clawed at her throat, but couldn't climb out. Lisa started coughing. She grabbed her throat. Lisa felt a scratchy lump in her throat, which she figured was a piece of nut. She poured herself a glass of water and drank it as quickly as she could to try to wash it down. What was in there? What happened to my strawberry yogurt? Sean ran over to see if he could help and noticed the laptop on the kitchen table. Oh no! Sean shouted. Lisa, you're not going to believe this. Believe what? Lisa asked. Speechless, Sean pointed to the laptop. He finally managed to say something, his voice shaking. I think you just swallowed your brother. Chapter 4. Down the throat. Lisa looked at the screen. Her jaw dropped and her eyes widened. She saw her brother Andy in what looked like a spacesuit. He was so tiny. Andy was sliding down her throat. He tried to climb back up, but was pushed down by a spray of water. Sean and Lisa ran over to the laptop to see the shrink suit webcam in action. They can't believe what they're actually seeing on the screen of that laptop. I can't believe this. How could this happen? Lisa asked. As Andy slid down Lisa's throat, he knocked into the shrink suit's microphone, switching it on. Now Andy's voice could be heard from the laptop speakers. Andy sounded terrified, like someone on a roller coaster. There he is, sliding down her throat. Wild ride.
Looks like a slip and slide.
Yeah. Well, he eventually starts having fun as he goes along, but right now he's a little scared.
Yeah.
Finally, Sean found his voice. Wow, I can't believe the shrink suit actually works. How? Why does the shrink suit work? Sean stood there with his mouth open, watching the screen for a minute. I couldn't believe it when Andy actually texted to say that the suit is ready. He should have waited for me to come over before trying it out. Then Andy's voice yelled through the laptop speakers, "Help! Get me out of here!" "Andy, I'll help you, buddy," Sean answered. "Let me see what I can do. Why don't you wait for me before testing this thing?" "Just do whatever you can to get Andy out." "Yak," Lisa said as she watched her brother sliding down her throat. Sean replied, "What do you mean by whatever? You're the one who swallowed him and washed him down with water." Andy shouted, "Help! Just get me out. I can't believe the shrink suit actually worked. And my sister swallowed me. Double yuck." "Lisa, why do you always have to ruin my inventions?" Andy asked. "Hey, do you think that I really wanted to swallow you? You're scratching my throat. Gross." Lisa bent over to try to get Andy to fall out and onto the floor, but that didn't work. Then she tried to cough Andy out of her throat. She coughed harder and then even harder, but he already slid too far down for that to work. Lisa started to calm down from her panic and then realized what Andy said. Even in his shrunken state, he could be annoying, Lisa thought. Isn't that the truth? Aren't little brothers annoying? You know, I have 2 little brothers, so I should know about that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. She replied, "Well, I mean, now they're not so annoying that we're all grown up, you know." I mean, you know, we get along, you know. She
Yep.
replied, "You're the one who is in my bowl of nuts. Who would expect their little brother to be in their food? That's disgusting and gross. Also, I don't always ruin your inventions. It's not my fault that you put your magnetic motor on our couch for people to sit on and that you left your walking robotic can opener on the floor by the door for people to step on." Sean tried to comfort Andy. "Don't worry, you'll get out at the end. Just think of it as a ride, like at the amusement park." Lisa said, "Ride? Amusement park? This is no joke. Just get him out as soon as possible." "It's not that easy," Sean answered. "You already swallowed him and washed him down with a glass of water. Andy will need to follow the yogurt you ate Andy will need to follow the yogurt you ate through your digestive tract before he can come out."
Wow, what an adventure. Oh my goodness. Can you tell the moms and dads or the teachers and educators where they can get your book to share with their kiddos and with their students?
Sure. You could get What Happened to My Strawberry Yogurt on the Sprouting Seed Press website. That's sproutingseedpress.com. It's also available on amazon.com and barnesandnoble.com. I have this coloring page also that I made for you guys.
So yeah, thank you, Jacqueline. What we'll do is we'll put that coloring page on HartsLight Kids, and you can go to HartsLightKids.com and click on the link for the coloring pages, and you can find that coloring page, download it, and see what you can put in your stomach. I'm your host, Jonette Weiss, an international best-selling author of the Giggles in Your Heart series of books. On Hearts Like Kids, thanks for joining us, where kids shine bright. You have an awesome and amazing day. Bye.